Thanks for joining us for Talk Pittsburgh, and we have a great show for you here this Monday. It's March. Spring is just around the corner.
Oh, I can't believe it's March. Where did February go?
I hear 70s this weekend, and I think we're ready.
I know, so exciting. All right, well, we have a lot planned this Monday, including what if Mr. Rogers could help solve today's teacher shortage? Two local school leaders share how Fred Rogers' philosophy is guiding future teachers and how those same simple lessons can help all of us at home.
Plus, more workers will soon return to the office downtown. Mikey's breaking down what to expect.
And Pittsburgh is getting ready for a celebration 250 years in the making, including a free summer concert. We're checking in with America 250 PA on how our region is gearing up for a year of history and community.
It's going to be a big celebration, that's for sure. That and so much more coming up this hour. First, though, your headlines in under 90 seconds.
The war with Iran enters a third day, and here is what we know this morning. A top Iranian leader says that they will not negotiate with the U.S. Iran is vowing revenge as they take aim on U.S. allies in the region.
Listen, our gas prices here in this region are already 23 cents higher than the national average right now, so the prospect of those increasing is definitely frustrating. If there is any disruption in exports because of these attacks, China may need to look to other places, and that could in turn strain the demand and increase prices.
USA! USA!
Westmoreland County native Jasmine Jones was met by family and friends, celebrating her bronze medal in the two-woman bobsled with a party she didn't see coming.
That was crazy.
It feels exhilarating.
We love seeing that for Jasmine, and such a great way to kick off Women's History Month. Way to go. So proud of her. Well, we want to get to our first talker of this afternoon. Downtown Pittsburgh has been slowly finding its rhythm again since the pandemic, and this spring it could bounce back even more. Mikey has the details for us.
Yeah, big change and big news for downtown Pittsburgh. One of the region's largest employers is bringing people back in a major way. PNC announced that it will require remote employees to return to the office 5 days a week starting this spring on May 4th, and that could mean thousands of workers back in its downtown headquarters. And this matters because according to Pittsburgh Downtown Partnership, downtown has recovered less than half of its pre-pandemic workforce. That's roughly 30,000 of its once 70,000 weekday workers. And that has stayed flat for the past couple of years. Now, Axios Pittsburgh reports PNC's regional president says that they hope that this will jumpstart the neighborhood's rebound. Bringing more people back could create a ripple effect, more lunch crowds, more happy hours, and more energy for local businesses. And there are already some encouraging signs. The Downtown Partnership says 24 new businesses opened downtown last year. That's the most in several years, as restaurants and entertainment have recovered faster than office traffic.
Yeah, this is really interesting to me because I know that, you know, when we're all trying to find that work-life balance, I think for a lot of people working from home has helped them tremendously in finding that. But I also know our downtown has suffered greatly with people not being in the office. You know, businesses who offer lunch, for instance, to people who are downtown. They can't survive if no one is downtown to eat.
Right.
So we want to make sure that our downtown is thriving. I think we all take great pride in being from Pittsburgh. And when you see that Pittsburgh is not rebounding maybe as fast as other cities, you're like, what's going on? Well, we need you.
We do.
We need you downtown.
I mean, sometimes it feels like there's just tumbleweed rolling through compared to what it used to be. You can see a vast difference.
So I know some other office workers might be following suit too, right? 11 Stanwix Tower in downtown added more than 135,000 square feet of office leases, and that's according to management firm JLL. It's attracting more companies back to the Burgh. So they're going to see maybe a better price point in getting people back downtown.
Right.
It's just, do workers want to come back? Are they going to stick with those companies if they're not able to work how they want to work?
It'll be interesting to see. And I know like PPG and BNY Mellon, they have brought people back, but it's been over a part-time basis. So this is really the first full return to office mandate that we're seeing. And so we had Dr. Hawley on last week. She answered some viewer questions. One of the questions was, what can you do as an employee to improve your circumstances if you are mandated to come back? Now, especially if you were hired as hybrid or fully remote. So take a listen to this.
In the state of Pennsylvania, it is an at-will employee state, meaning the business can technically change the rules of where you work at any time. With that said, there are a few exceptions. So for one, look at your contracts, your offer letter that you got, maybe even your employment agreement, perhaps your employee handbook. If there is specific language in there around this is a remote only position or this is a hybrid position, that type of thing, you may have some negotiating room to be able to still work hybrid or remote.
Yeah, so she also mentions if you have an ADA classification and you need special accommodations, you may have some leverage there. And I think that makes a lot of sense. But really, I mean, it comes down to, a lot of different factors, but just paying for parking alone for a lot for me. It's like a salary cut. Yeah.
Well, and that I was going to say, if I think downtown businesses could really work with local government and with the parking authorities, if they could all work together to come up with a plan, because I do think that that is a big issue for a lot of people. If you're spending anywhere from $10 to $20 a day to park, that is a huge amount of money you are losing just to have somebody babysit your car.
There we go.
And we do not have the systems in place if you live in the north or out east or west. I mean, really, the South Hills is the only location that has the T.
Yeah.
And so otherwise you're taking the bus or trying to figure out.
East. Yeah.
I'm saying, there are a lot of issues that I think go hand in hand to make sure that people want to come back downtown to work and play.
Yeah.
And parking, I think, is a big issue. It's a big barrier for a lot of people.
And it's not even during the day. It's in the evening for events. I understand that, our downtown nightlife, it hasn't suffered as greatly, but I was at an event, I don't know, maybe 3 weeks ago. I think I mentioned it to you.
Yeah.
And we were there for 3 hours. Parking was $57. Like,
$57. Yeah.
It's just so much. The parking costs more than the event.
And that's not even factoring in how much a bottle of water costs when someone says, I'm thirsty.
There you go, $10.
You're like, are you really thirsty? How thirsty are you? Will bathroom sink water suffice, or are we spending $25 on a bottle of water?
Bathroom sink water sounds delicious, right? All right, well, it's a big day. We're announcing our March Madness bracket. We're really excited about this. And once again, we're going head to head with our PTL family. This time, it's all about the wings.
Yes, we are calling it our Wing-a-Ding bracket. It is going live soon. So how does it work? Well, that's today's 3 at 3. We're going to get into it. So similar to last year's fish fry bracket, you get to choose the best wings in the Burgh. We're going to start by taking your nominations on social media. So look for our post today on our Talk Pittsburgh Facebook and Instagram pages.
Yeah, so what counts here? Bone in, boneless, vegan wings, hot, savory, sweet. Have you even tried peanut butter and jelly wings?
No,
I have not.
Is that a thing?
I guess it is. Well, those count too. You can nominate a restaurant or food truck or pop-up, and they don't really have to specialize in wings at all, but they just need to be sold there and on the menu.
There's one place that I'm thinking of that I feel like is going to come out on top.
I know what you're thinking. I'm not going to say it, but I know what you're thinking.
I can't say it. I don't want to sway anything.
Yeah, okay.
But I know what it is in my heart.
I know what's in your heart.
Okay.
Yeah.
Finally, how are we going to pick a winner? Well, technically, you are. Here's the bracket breakdown. We're going to start with the top 16 wing spots nominated by you and revealed the week of Selection Sunday. That's March 16th.
Yeah, then we'll narrow it down to each week to 8, to 4, and then the final 2. So this all culminates with a Talk and a PTL winner who will be invited to each of our shows. That's really exciting.
And if I remember correctly, I think PTL won last year. So we need to win this thing this year. We need some bragging.
We're going to win.
Still to come on Talk Pittsburgh, meteorologist Ray Petlin's answering some weird weather questions, this time about icicles forming sideways. And he's ready to make his, wait for it, point.
Ah, there we go. That is a weird weather question. It was funny. All right, and Boaz is extending his weekend with a visit to the spa. How about that? This one specializes in self-care, so we're going to check in with him soon. Oh, that looks so relaxing.
So relaxing. And the Home and Garden Show is back this weekend with hundreds of exhibitors, furniture, food, plants, so much more. I always love the beef jerky there. That's a big stop for me. But next, we have a sneak peek at what's new this year right here in our studio, Talk Pittsburgh. We'll be right back.
Well, you know, spring isn't far away when the Home and Garden Show returns to Pittsburgh with hundreds of exhibitors. There is something for everyone. Joining me now is the executive director of the home show, Mark Moore. I know we get really excited for this. This is your Super Bowl. You are ready to rock and roll. What's new this year?
What's new? Well, this year, we're obviously doing a house again this year, where in fact right now the house is being built in the convention center as we speak, which it'll be ready for Friday morning opening for you folks with PTL. But this year also we're bringing back Dr. Lori, who everybody loves on your Tuesday morning shows. Yeah. And the second weekend of the show this year, we're bringing in Ty Pennington, who a lot of people love him. And
people love him,
crazy
yes.
how many calls and emails we get from people asking when he's going to be there. So we're really excited about that. We have the farm to table back again this year, which is exciting. And we've got a bunch of stuff here that we're showing you, just different people from the show.
Yeah,
but another really cool thing that we're doing this year at the show that's fun is the telephone turns 150 years old this year.
Wow.
And so we're doing a features area that's the evolution of the telephone. And it's been kind of wild going out and finding all these phones and everything. But we have one right here that is it's a Heinz ketchup bottle.
Wait, that's a phone?
Yeah, isn't this incredible? You flip it over, and the actual keypad's underneath, and the little button to hang it up is here.
Yeah.
So you could just set it on the counter.
Wait,
and
where are you talking? Do you hold
just
it
talk
like
right
this?
There. Yeah. And if you really wanted to, you probably could get the really long cord that we used to have when we stood at the telephone in the kitchen and wrap our bodies in it.
That's funny. This makes me hungry. I don't know why. Okay, what else do we have here? That's really cool.
Oh, well, we have some artwork here. Obviously, we have a number of artists who've been with us for quite a few years. Yeah. John O'Presic, who has been with us forever. That's his black and gold image, which these are all done on metal. Howard Blickfield does this one, and this is, they call the stones in there, they call those Fruit Loops because the colors, and those are all natural because of the lake.
It's beautiful.
The colors in those.
Look at the attention to detail. It's
Yep.
amazing, and this one too.
And over here is J.P. Durrell, and this is the Lonely Leaf, which is in the center of the river, and these are great. I actually have one of these really big ones in my TV room.
Yeah. Oh, perfect.
And Maria from Maria's Ideas does some really cool artwork where rather than people's memorabilia going into the dump, people bring stuff to her and they say, make something really cool for me that's nostalgic, and they even put in nice little brooches that some people might like.
I was saying, I feel like, brooches, we could still use those. I love a good brooch. So, but I like it in the artwork there. And then we also have some healthy drinks here.
Oh yeah, that's the 111.
111. Oh yeah.
111, and there's that are cold pressed juice drinks. We have Kizzle, who does spices and soups, and then we have the lettuce ladies down there as well. Just a few of the people at Farm to Table. That people love Farm to Table at the show. They're bringing back the baby goats again this year, which it's amazing to me to watch how many people sit down and bottle feed baby goats.
Yeah. I mean, you know what? This is something that happens every single year, and I feel like the crowd gets larger each and every time. What do you think keeps bringing people back?
I think people come back because, one, I think that people were raised on it, for one.
Right.
And we actually do a kid area in our show, which this year, our second Saturday of the show, where kids are for free on the second Saturday, and we're doing a bunch of kids' activities. But I have people who I meet today who come through the show who say, I remember my parents bringing me through the show when I was a kid. And that was my dad, who was the founder of the show. That was his whole intention back then, was you have to think of your future today because these kids are going to be your future customers.
Oh, I love that.
So as a result, we have all those people coming back, and you bring in different features and different speakers, and people are always looking for something new. Even if they're coming, they may not be ready to buy today, but they may look at a kitchen for next year, and they can go home and call them maybe within the next year, or maybe even 2 years from now, they may come back to those folks.
Yeah.
And we actually have a thing at the show where we don't want to forget that we do our readmission ticket at the show, where once you buy your first ticket to come in, you can go before you leave. It's right at the exit. You just show them your old ticket and your ID. They give you a ticket to come back, and you could do that all 10 days of the show. So if you missed something, or you wanted to go home and take a measurement, or you saw Dr. Lori the first weekend and wanted to get back and see Ty the second weekend, you can.
I love that. Really quickly, we can't forget about the bonsai tree. Like 20 seconds. I mean, people love these.
The bonsai tree is amazing.
Yeah.
We have the Bonsai Society of Pittsburgh here, and they do an amazing display at the show, and it seems to get better and better every year. But the gentleman, Mike, who owns this one, actually brought it in for me today from Newcastle.
Yeah.
And I am very impressed with it. These types of things, this is not something that's new. These trees are very old and just impressive.
It is impressive.
It takes a green thumb.
Love it all. Thank you so much, Mark. It
Thank you,
sounds
Mike.
exciting. Can't wait for it. Well, the Home and Garden Show, it starts Friday at 10 a.m. and is open every day through March 15th. We'll have a link to tickets and hours on our website. And don't forget to watch PTL Friday morning at 9. They'll be live at the Convention Center for the first day of the show. All right, something definitely to look forward to. Well, next on the show, Mary's got a look at your forecast by the hours. Hey, Mary.
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be the best time to do any outdoor work, but those trees will certainly get enough to drink with a lot of rain on the way. We're also talking about some really warm temperatures. I'll have your forecast by the hours when we come back.
Sun, hot, cold. We're in for all kinds of weather this week.
All over the place. So Mary's back with this week's forecast by the hours, and it's just like you don't know what to expect.
Oh, let me tell you, the other day when we were in the 60s, that was glorious.
Oh,
Yes.
Glorious. I want it again. I want it back.
It's coming though, right?
Ish, yeah, I guess. Yeah, warmer, but it's not going to be like clear sunny.
We got to get
Yeah.
there.
Okay.
We got to get there first. Okay, so Amber wants to know, she goes walking.
Yes.
She's going today, just in a little bit.
Yeah.
She wants a forecast for this afternoon.
Yeah, she asked me, she goes, well, what's the best day to go? And I'm like, well, like now, like
Today.
today.
Go
Just because
today.
it's going to be so nice and dry and sunny, because
Yeah.
then you're going to be walking in the rain. It is going to be warmer. I mean, you can definitely go walk every day at 4 o'clock. That would be great. And kudos to you if you do that. That's wonderful. Our temperatures will be into the upper 30s, so a little bit chilly, but there will be a little bit of sunshine poking through those clouds right around 4 o'clock. You can go at 5, you can go at 6. It's pretty much going to be copy and paste every hour. We just kind of stay steady into those upper 30s.
Wonderful.
Oh, I walk
I
every
know.
day at 5:30.
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
Slay, girl. I don't. I need to.
Elaine is asking us Tuesday morning. She has a doctor's appointment.
Okay, so her doctor appointment is at 10 o'clock, 10:15. So good news for her is the freezing rain will be over with. May just have a little bit of freezing drizzle, but she's going to be in Youngwood. So this is about 8 o'clock in the morning. We'll see a few rounds of some heavier rain, and then by about 9:15 when she's starting to leave, she'll be driving as the rain moves out, and then when she's back in her car after her appointment, there's going to be a few more very light rain showers. Now, it's nothing heavy, obviously nothing severe, but you're going to need to put those windshield wipers to work.
Is this one of those situations we're just like teetering on the edge of this being
Literally at like 32, 33 degrees.
So this is why it's like that
Yes.
dangerous kind of mix that we can
Yeah, I
see.
think, a lot of people, it's going to be overnight when a lot of people aren't driving on the roads. Plus, it's a very light rain.
Right.
So those areas, those high elevations, if they're at 32 or 31, you're going to get a little bit of some glaze.
Yeah.
But it warms up so quickly. I mean, we're back to the 50s tomorrow. So it's just all
It's
dependent on the
short-lived,
timing
but-
and temperature. Yeah.
Okay. Julio, bike riding forecast?
Okay, yeah. So Julio, he wants to ride his bike. He says he goes every day. So, I mean, if you want to go every day, just, put on the rain gear.
Would this be a Julio? Did
Julio.
I say
Julio?
Wait, how's it
like,
spelled?
way to go.
Wait,
Way
how
to
did I
go,
spell it to
Heather.
you? Yeah.
No, that's
could be.
right. It's right.
could-
I'm having a moment on a Monday.
To be fair, the
Go with
O
me.
looks
Go
like
with
an
it.
E, like Julie.
Sure,
but
sure,
it's
sure.
Julio.
Yeah.
Okay, so ride your bike. Temperatures will be warm. I mean, 50s and 60s.
Man,
You can find some dry time. There will be some dry time through the next couple of days, but still, the ground will be soggy. But I still think bike riders do that, right? They still ride in
riding
the
a
rain.
bike in the rain it's fun.
They still bike. Oh.
Yeah,
I'm like, I do nothing active. I'm not. And Mikey's like, I ride bike in the rain. I go walking.
do it all.
We love that.
Last but not least, this is for anybody who has we're in that season right now where things are thawing and it's getting muddy.
Yeah.
And so if you're walking your dog, letting them out in the backyard, it's just going to be a mess.
It is. The snow's gone. The snow's out of here, but we're left with so much mud, and
Everywhere.
it's going to accumulate. I mean, we're talking Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, rain. So there's no actually day where the ground gets a break to dry out, even if it's sunny, even if it's windy. So grab a towel, put
Yeah.
it by the door. I have a towel by my
That's
door.
what
I
we
have a
do.
mat
Yeah.
by the door,
Same
and
thing.
There's no
it's gonna
reason.
be it's gonna be soggy doggy.
There's no
Aesthetically-
reason for me to get light carpets because it doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
A dog, a
Yeah.
toddler,
Nope.
all of it.
Yep.
Don't do it. Yeah. Aesthetically not great.
Yeah,
this
but
time of
we
year,
can be
but it's
optimistic.
okay.
It's gonna be warm.
So there's that.
There
we have
we go.
that. All right, Mary, thank you.
bright side.
Well, here's a question. Have you ever seen a sideways icicle?
I haven't. Neither has Ray Petlin until now. Take a look.
Sometimes weather can be weird, even weirder than the weatherman. The Barton family sent me a message asking, have you ever seen horizontal icicles before? And that message came with a picture of very horizontal icicles that seem to defy gravity as they protrude from an awning. The answer is no. I personally have not seen horizontal icicles before. So what's going on to make these icicles act so strangely? To get an icicle, first you need to have some melting from above. That causes water to drip down, and as it does so, it moves away from the heat source, or the source of the melting. The water refreezes. This dripping results in most of the water freezing at the base. However, less freezing is going to happen at the tip, giving that tapered shape. That's how a normal icicle forms. But what's going on with the icicles in the picture from the Barton family? I think there are a couple of things at work here. One would be the wind. If the winds were steady enough as the water dripped down the icicle, it would get pushed back, causing the ice to accumulate in the back rather than at the bottom. The point still appears, and you can see gravity trying to work as most of the icicles have a slight downward slant. I also think there's another weird attribute of water playing a role here. Water molecules like to bond with other water molecules, which is called cohesion. According to the U.S. Geological Survey, water molecules can also be attracted to other things. This causes them to stick to those things. That is a process called adhesion. This allows water to essentially grip the icicle as the wind pushes it back. A final thing that may be in play here, in addition to the wind, is that some of the icicles were already present. From there, the melting snow on the roof shifted downward, causing the icicles to rotate from vertical to horizontal. Some of the icicles even look to slide, then rotate upward. These things all factor together to make for some really weird icicles. I want to thank the Barton family for that cool question and the pictures that came along with it. And we love your questions as well, so make sure you keep them coming in. Reporting from home, I'm meteorologist Ray Petlin.
Did I audibly say, whoa?
Whoa, yeah, you did. I've never seen an icicle like that
Well, we
before,
have had, I feel like this season, a lot of that freeze thaw. This is the first year that I can remember talking so much about ice jams and ice dams in one season.
I know.
All together.
So much.
So there's been a lot happening.
Very
otherwise.
interesting.
Still to come on Talk Pittsburgh, the timeless wisdom of Mr. Rogers is heading to the classroom. We're talking with two leaders about the special things happening inside Pittsburgh schools right now.
And you've heard of a massage studio and a spa, but what about a head spa or a self-care studio? So Boaz is learning all about them today. Boaz, where are you?
Well, I'm here at Immaculate, right on the edge of Lawrenceville. I'm going to show you around and introduce you to some pretty unique techniques. Oh my gosh, this treatment is making my scalp tingle. There's more of that right after the break.
What's stressing you out these days? Work, family, global events? Deep breath. We hear you. So we sent Boaz across town to find the calmest corner in Pittsburgh. He is joining us from Immaculate, a new business on Penn Avenue that calls itself a self-care studio. And it looks like, where is he? Can I see him behind the curtain? Oh yes, just getting a little red light therapy for himself. What's going on over there, Boaz?
Could you just give me another minute, actually?
Sure.
I'm not quite done, but I
Take
think it's
your
doing
time.
something good for my collagen. All right, Katie, I guess you can take it off now. Unfortunately, gotta come back to reality. Yes. I'm here at Immaculate with the owner, Katie, over here, and this is just like so decadent and fun already, but I want you to show us around the space you just opened.
Yes, we just opened. We had a soft launch in around October, and we've worked out many of the kinks. So up here, we have a welcome space. We want you to come in and immediately feel relaxed. This is meant to be like an indulgent space. We offer hot tea, custom blend by Bantha.
And you have a salon up the street, Halcyon. You do cuts, you do colors. So what inspired you to start this kind of business?
Well, the salon is meant to be a lively space. You know, there's obviously opportunities to relax here, there, but here it's much more focused on relaxation, indulgence, taking care of yourself, experience over consumption.
Right, and you offer a bunch of treatments. So red light treatment is one of them. And what is red light treatment good for?
So red light treatment, you know, there's a lot of claims, but there is quite a bit of efficacy with UCLA studies backing it. Boosts collagen, it reduces inflammation, and in some cases can actually increase hair growth.
Well, I love all those things. And I want to check in. We're going to go behind the curtain over here. Yeah, so I love how there are these little sort of intimate spaces. We're going to check in with Cassie over here. I'll open this so Scott can see what's happening. Okay, what is happening over here? You've got some tools, and I've never seen these before, Cassie.
So these are cups that are used for blood flow, circulation, and to help lymphatic drainage. It also helps to reduce inflammation.
And so you're doing a facial here for Tyler.
Yeah, so we're doing our signature facial here for Tyler today. And we've prepped the skin. I did a double cleanse. We are going to do a mask in a moment here. We have a sulfur mask. It's also really great for just maintaining a healthy microbiome of the skin.
And despite having a giant camera in her face, Tyler doesn't even know. She is like on a desert island somewhere relaxing. She looks so at peace right now. And I want to talk about some of these other tools because you also use these ice cream scoops. You've got some brushes. You've got some sponges.
Yeah, so our facial today, it is very sensory. The globes are actually cold, and they can help with reducing redness. Also kind of helps to constrict the skin. So we've got hot towels. We've got the cooling globes. And then we have the ability also to do gua sha. So these are little stones that are used to massage the skin, also to help with lymphatic flow. They're going to be cool to the touch. So yeah, we've got quite the sensory experience today.
Well, this looks amazing. I got to sign up for mine. And that's not all. There's some more treatment happening back here. But first, I want to freak you out because we've got this camera to sort of see how your scalp is doing. I'm going to take this camera and put it on my scalp, and it's magnifying it by 200. And so you can see my hair. Let's get to some more scalp over here. And my scalp is maybe looking a little dry over there. Katie's concerned about that. So what you can do is you can have a whole head and scalp treatment. And that's what Maya's doing over here.
Yeah, scalp treatments are great for really anyone, but I find that most people who really enjoy them are those who worry about buildup, dryness, irritation. The pH balance can sometimes get off on your scalp.
Well, let's get back here over here and check this out because you have this steam coming out constantly. And then you had all these little tools you had. And what is she wearing on her face?
That is a jade mask. So it can be cooling, which is nice. We also have heated masks if you're having any swelling, if you've been crying, if whatever you need.
How are you feeling right now, Maya?
I feel great. I'm ready to fall asleep.
But yeah, no, this is meant more to enhance your hair health overall because that kind of starts with the scalp, but also another just great experience.
Well, it's funny. I thought I would need these treatments and I want them, but just watching someone get this treatment is like so relaxing to me. I hope you felt that relaxation and that I didn't give you nightmares by looking at my scalp so close up.
No, and I will say the same thing, but I was just watching all of this. I immediately wanted to sit down and take a nap. I just wanted to watch in a seated position. So I totally get it.
Let's take the next segment off. We're all just napping.
I think we should take a nap, yeah, or come down and see you. Thank you so much, Boaz. And to book an appointment at Immaculate Skin and Head Spa, head to our website. We will have a link for you there. Ahead on Talk Pittsburgh, Mikey's got some good news to share today.
Yes, we're kicking off the second half of the show with the stories that are making us smile this afternoon, including new tech at CMU and a grant for the birds. Talk Pittsburgh. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Talk Pittsburgh. Thank you for spending your afternoon with us.
Ahead this half hour, how local leaders are inspiring future teachers with something as simple as kindness. We're heading to Fred University to learn how classrooms are thriving using lessons from Mr. Rogers.
Plus, America is celebrating 250 years, and many of those historic first moments of democracy started right here in Pennsylvania. We'll show you how our state and city are joining the party. But first, let's get into some good news that has us talking. Well, this week goes to the birds. The National Aviary just received a $25,000 grant to help protect endangered birds. The funding will support breeding and reintroduction programs for species like the Guam kingfisher and Guam rail, birds that were once extinct in the wild. The goal is to boost egg survival and help rebuild wild populations while also educating the public about conservation.
And we saw a little glimpse of this earlier. Olympic medalist Jasmine Jones is back home. Families family and friends held a surprise party for her in Greensburg. She won the bronze medal in the 2-women bobsled. We want to say congrats to her and welcome home.
All right, and over in Hazelwood, the region's tech future keeps growing. Carnegie Mellon's new Robotics Innovation Center landed its first corporate tenant, Field AI, a fast-growing robotics and artificial intelligence company. The company will use the new facility to develop robots designed to work in complex and dangerous environments, connecting CMU research with real-world innovation and bringing more high-tech investment to Pittsburgh. Now, nothing says good news like a year-long party. America is turning 250, and celebrations are happening right here in Pennsylvania.
Pittsburgh is playing a big role, too, including a free summer concert, lectures, exhibits, and so much more. Joining us now is the Executive Director of America 250 PA, Cassandra Coleman. So happy to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
This is your whole identity. This is what you do.
8 years.
8 years leading up to this year to celebrate 250 years.
Yes.
And you are helping to plan celebrations across the state. Before we get into all of the details of what's happening here locally, we need the details. Is it semi-quincentennial?
That was great.
Is that what we're saying?
Okay. Semi-quincentennial or semi-quin for short.
Semi-quin. Got it. Okay, we needed to know because there have been a lot of conversations about what it is exactly. Okay.
Yeah, all right. And, you know, Pennsylvania, we are tied to pretty much the beginning of democracy in America. The Liberty Bell, it's one of the most recognizable symbols. People can see that right here in our area. Is that true?
Yeah, so as part of the statewide celebrations for America 250 PA, we installed 2 fiberglass 3x3 Liberty Bells here in Western Pennsylvania, one which is at the Heinz History Center and one that is at Jefferson Memorial Park.
So not one, but 2.
2. And the great part about that is we partnered with over 100 local artists to design these bells to tell stories about their communities. What better way to do that, again, than through local art and to really highlight those local artists and their talents and creativity.
You have been working so hard to make sure that in every pocket of Pennsylvania, there is something to commemorate this huge anniversary. And so we want to talk about what's happening at the Heinz History Center this fall. What have you planned and what's being planned there?
Yeah, so we, as part of, again, the statewide commemoration, we offered Lecture 250 grants. The Heinz History Center was a recipient of one of those. So there will be 8 lectures across Pennsylvania being live streamed by PCN. So communities across Pennsylvania will be able to tune into those conversations. But the topic of the Heinz History Center one is actually the history of African American history here in the Commonwealth. So those topics range, again, per venue and per grant recipient, but that is the one for the Heinz History Center. We're excited to be partnering with them.
Fascinating. You know, you are a busy woman because Pittsburgh, we're also getting a major concert at Point State Park. What can we expect that day?
Yeah, so the America 250 PA Commonwealth Concert Series. This is one of 5, and we are excited. June 27th, there will be a free but ticketed concert at Point State Park, and this is really the opportunity, you know, on the Parkway in Philadelphia every year, folks come together to celebrate July 4th. So we want to take that on the road. Again, birthplace of American democracy is Philly. Can't take that away from them. Sorry, guys.
Right. But that's okay.
You know,
They
but
can
again,
have
there's
some. They
so
can
much
have
history
something.
across the Commonwealth. So this is that opportunity to include every region. And we're really excited that folks will get to know talent sometime at the end of this month. And then tickets will be available on our website. We do encourage folks to sign up at america250pa.org to be the first to know talent and to be the first to get on the list for those tickets.
I know, very tight-lipped. We can't say anything. There are no hints just yet. So there are things happening all year, which is fascinating because I think for a lot of us, we thought July 4th is going to be the big deal.
No.
But this is really an all-year-long celebration.
Yeah, so we kicked off in January at the Pennsylvania Farm Show, the largest indoor agricultural event in the nation. And we actually go till December with events and programming. So we are just really, really excited and, you know, really engaging the next generation. We actually reached 50,000 of our youngest Pennsylvanians over the last few years through our Keystone Classroom Initiative, over 2,800 here in the Western Pennsylvania region. So it's been really impactful work. And we're really excited to provide these opportunities for Pennsylvania.
This is your year, Cassandra. This is it.
Do you sleep?
Listen, not this year.
Okay.
2027.
next year.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
you.
We are going to link you up to the America 250 PA events and info website. You're going to want to sign up because that's how you get the drop on especially the big concert. We will keep you up to date too on this year's celebrations right here on Talk Pittsburgh.
All right, well, still to come on Talk Pittsburgh, we're checking in with Barry Pentar in the newsroom for your first look at the KDKA Evening News.
Plus, a pair of Pittsburgh school leaders are sharing how Mr. Rogers' wisdom still works at school and at home. That's next.
One of the greatest things you can ever give to the children in your care is your own honest willingness to continue to grow yourself, to be delighted by things, puzzled by things, intrigued by things, right along with them. Having a good feeling about what you do with your children is one of the best gifts you can ever give them.
Only Fred Rogers could make something that simple feel so profound. And as we celebrate Mr. Rogers' birth month, it's a reminder of how much his neighborly mindset has shaped not just kids, but the people who teach them. That simple truth is that educators, though, are being stretched thin. A new report found that teacher attrition rates across Pennsylvania have climbed above 7% in recent years. Dissatisfaction with working conditions is the most commonly cited reason for leaving, and experts say the traditional one teacher, one classroom model may need to change to slow the shortage and better support students. So if we want classrooms to thrive, we may need more than just new systems. We may need a new mindset, too. Mikey has more.
Yeah, well, a local group thinks the answer might start with a page out of Mr. Rogers' playbook. The recent Fred University conference encouraged future teachers to put empathy, relationships, and kids first. So here to share how those values can help reshape education in our region are Tom Ralston and Ryan Rzuski. Thank you both for being here. This is such an important conversation. I mean, I grew up with Fred Rogers, as I'm sure the two of you did as well. I even met him in an elevator and immediately, I felt his warmth and his care. But how do we transition this? How do we transpose this onto the kids today to make them understand how meaningful he was and the connections that he made?
Yeah, so again, I'm a first generation. I was born in 1966 and Fred Rogers started his broadcast in 1968. Yeah. So, when we actually put this group together, we started working with universities across the region that have educator preparation programs. Mm-hmm. And we started thinking about, how can we infuse these great lessons of Fred Rogers in the classrooms? It's important for folks to understand how to teach reading and teach math, but most importantly, it's important for them to be able to set a classroom culture that really supports students in their growth and creates curiosity and wonder.
Absolutely. And Ryan, you would think simple concepts like love and caring for your neighbor and friendship, those would be easy to grasp. How do you make students get it in this day and age?
Right, absolutely.
Yeah.
And Fred made it look easy on Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, right? But if you go back and study what Fred did on that program, easy is the last word that comes to mind. Fred studied with some of the most famous pediatricians and psychologists in the world, all of whom happen to be working right here in Pittsburgh, at the University of Pittsburgh. And so Fred grounded everything he did in the science of learning. He knew how great learning happens, and he modeled that for us in Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. So I'll just give you one quick example. You can probably remember the beginning of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, when he comes in and he puts on the sweater and he sits down and he looks right into the camera and you think he's talking to you because he is talking to you.
Yeah.
Now, we now know from science that when middle school teachers, for example, greet students at the classroom door with a handshake or a hug or just a simple, I'm happy you're here today. Science tells us that engagement goes up by 20%, disruptions drop by 9%. That simple welcome, just like Fred Rogers did in the neighborhood, effectively adds an extra hour of learning to the school day. And so there are so many ways that we can learn from what Fred Rogers did in the neighborhood, and we can translate those practices to classrooms, to living rooms, museums, libraries, homes, you name it.
Yeah, so just from acknowledging students, we see that dramatic difference just by saying hello. And you know what, I get it, no, because sometimes teachers, you're just tired, you're just tired. There's so much on your shoulders, so that makes a lot of sense. So are there any concepts or tips that teachers are implementing in the classrooms that parents can do at home too with their kids?
Yeah, I think it's about slowing down and going deeper right? So like we live in a really busy world. We all as parents, we're rushing from one thing to another. So it's really important to slow down. Teachers do this in classrooms around our region and make sure that students have an opportunity to have curious conversations, right? It's encouraging students to think and wonder about things. And we can do that at home too. We can, it's as simple as things like thinking about why icicles might grow sideways.
That's a good one.
Right? But those types of conversations, that family obviously was thinking deeply about things happening in the moment and diving deeply into those, slowing down.
Yeah, and you believe that there's something really special that's happening in the schools right now. Can you elaborate on that? This is something different, right?
Yes, yeah, we have a wonderful ecosystem here that we've run in Western Pennsylvania with great collaborative atmosphere among school districts, out-of-school learning providers like museums and libraries, art galleries, right? And so folks are constantly thinking of ways to partner together to have really enriching projects that again, grow the experiences that we want students to have. It enhances anything they might learn in the classroom.
Yeah, you know what? I found that to be the case when I was in school. It was not only the in-school lessons and instructions, but more so just like the things we did outside of the classroom that really grew me up, let's say that, and taught me a lot, for sure.
And my co-author and I, Greg Baer, in our book, When You Wonder You're Learning, we explain for teachers and for parents and for anyone who works with and cares for kids what we can continue to learn from Fred Rogers today. And as we went out into the world and talked to teachers about why Fred's work matters so much, we realized that there are so many teachers doing Fred-like things in their own classrooms, in their own libraries, because Fred knew how great learning happened, and what he did on that program is what great teachers have always done. And so it was a few years ago that with support from the Grable Foundation, we started these Fred camps, which are opportunities for teachers and early childhood professionals and parents and caregivers to come together to talk about A, how they were inspired by Fred's work, but B, what are the specific practices that I'm doing in my classroom that you might be able to do in your classroom or you might be able to do in your own home?
Yeah, I love that. This is so inspiring. I have a 2.5-year-old, so it's great to know that programs like this are waiting for him. So thank you both for being here.
Thank
Amazing
you.
work.
Appreciate it.
All right, if you're interested in learning more ways to strengthen education leaders here in Western PA, we'll have a link to more information on our website. Well, still to come on the show, KDKA's Barry Pintar standing by in the newsroom with the stories you won't want to miss tonight on the KDKA Evening News.
Taking a moment to find out what you can expect to see on KDKA TV News tonight at 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah, Barry Pintar is in our newsroom with some of the stories our news team is working on. Barry?
Yeah, good afternoon, Heather and Mikey. Here are a couple of those stories going on behind me right now. First, southwestern Pennsylvania has long been an area known for its quarries and mines, and throughout the years, they have at times raised concerns over air quality issues. Now, in one local area, residents are raising a concern over an unusual air quality concern from sandstone dust. Residents there contacted KDKA Investigates and showed us visible results of the sandstone dust, for example, on their cars, and are now turning their concern to the air they're breathing. Will this sandstone dust from a nearby quarry have an impact on their health? Megan Schiller is investigating, and we'll have that tonight. Finally, the conflict in Iran making news on several fronts in our region. On the consumer level, how will it potentially impact gas prices right here in southwestern Pennsylvania, already considered some of the highest prices in the nation? Additionally, a protest on the conflict in Iran is planned for tonight. We will be going there live. And what about people who live in our area and have ties to the Middle East? Are they, like many, celebrating the downfall of the current Islamic leadership in Iran? We will be covering all those angles starting in just a few moments on the KDKA newscasts.
You know, Barry, I was watching this morning too, and there was a big discussion about the impact on gas prices. Over the weekend, I saw some of the lowest numbers I've seen in a while for gas. So are there any numbers being thrown around what we could see?
Yeah, quite likely those low numbers will not be sticking around. This definitely will have some sort of impact. So according to the experts over at Gas Buddy, who look at national prices overall, they're saying prices will quite likely rise to over $3 a gallon, up from $2.85 per gallon nationally. So that's about a 15% rise. Others are saying it could go up as much as a quarter. Have to wait and see.
All right. Thank you, Barry.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Barry. All right, still to come on Talk Pittsburgh, we're wrapping things up with another quick look at your forecast and what we're chatting about on tomorrow's show.
Thanks for joining us for Talk Pittsburgh. We will also be streaming on CBS News Pittsburgh tonight at 9.
KDKA TV News at 4 starts now.